So tonight, my guest and I we will have a very thought-provoking and informative conversation about taking care of yourself, healing, and excuse me. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring my guest, Mr. Tony Moore. He is an educator, a herbalist, owner and proprietor of Nutrition and Herbs Center in Philadelphia. He's been there for over 30 years. He has a wealth of knowledge and information that he's going to share with us tonight. And I give you Mr. Tony Moore.
Good evening, and I have nothing but gratitude for being here. This place reminds me of a place I've been before. Yeah, I was on here at one time. I got kind of busy and I had to.
Right, yeah.
But I'm here tonight to impart and answer a few questions and even learn something.
Thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, Tony, and how you got into this whole holistic health arena?
Well, let's start at the beginning. Briefly, I was a student at Temple University a while ago, and I'll just say a while ago. And I was too stressed out. I was stressed out with the program that I was in. They had a special recruitment admission program. So part of the way through there, somewhere toward, what was I, a senior? No, I was a junior, something like that. Whatever, the third year, whatever. But anyway, I had a kind of stressed out, and the doctor gave me this drug. And I remember explicitly, only drug I ever remember taking. It was paraffin, something called paraffin Fort. Okay, and it had me in the car. It had me sitting in my car, cringing in a cramped state. So I threw the drug out, and I started, wondering, what can I do? So what I did was, I went to a homeopath and got some homeopathic remedies. I forgot what he gave me, but it worked well, and I got my interest in. It spurred my interest into homeopathy. They have a phrase: the hair of the dog that bit you can cure you. Well, they'll take a remedy. They'll take like a bee and grind the bee up and mix it in an alcohol mixture and dilute it, and then what they call percuss it. They would bang it, and dilute it, and bang it. And so it would have some kind of little atomic energy with it from the dilution and the banging. So what happened then? It led me from one thing to the next thing. Then I went and I attended some classes with a brother from New York. I stayed in his classes for probably stayed in his classes for for several years, and then I started taking some online classes. Oh, that led me to herbology, and then it led me to the manager of a co-op, Germantown Ecology Co-op, and then, after going to the co-op, I had a friend by the name, he's passed now, Comey Sankofa, Leon Peters, a good brother. He said, I've been watching you, Tone. You've been helping a few people. Hey, look, why don't you do this here? Help me out. He gave me his blood test and his papers, And so I sat there scratching my head trying to figure this out. He said I helped him out, and I was pretty good. So one day he came to me and said, look, Temple has a program, a community education program. Why don't you go up there and, give a lecture? I said, give a lecture? I said, I'm nobody. What do I know? He said, oh, man, you help me, you help this person, you help that person. Go do it. And just one lecture. So I went there, gave the lecture. At the end of the lecture, I said, well, I'm ready to go. It was fun being here. See you. So one of the students came up to me, since he's passed also, a guy by the name of Raymond Walker. He came up and he said, goodbye. He said, man, I paid for 10 weeks. And at that time, I saw my friend Comey tipping out the back of the auditorium. All right? And he was laughing. They locked me into a 10-week session. Oh, they threw me in. That 10-week session turned out to be 17 years. All right? And then during the process, I was telling people in the class, I don't know this, I don't know that. I can find out. They say, well, brother, you know enough, you're teaching us. So I did that. And lo and behold, about 85, we had an accident at the apartment, and I had to get out and move my stuff out. So one of my friends, well, I didn't realize they were a realtor. They said, you had to move as an emergency? Move into here and bring your stuff in here. And when your class members need something, they can always come here and get it from you. Lo and behold, he did a trickery too. He wanted me to set up the store. One person wanted me to teach. Another person wanted me to set up the store. So in order to know what I was talking about, I end up taking dietetics, I did several things: dietetics, herbology with Dr. Moore, acupuncture with Dr. Gu, emergency medical, quite a few things, massage and everything else. So, and it's not that I didn't plan to be in this position right now. I just got tossed into it, and this is where I am.
Wow, wonderful! What a journey! And now you're going strong. I know you have a herbal immersion course that people can enroll in. It's a 1-year course.
Yeah, 1-year course.
Right. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but I'd like to talk about the Nutrition and Herb Center located in Philadelphia. I've experienced some of what you do. I know you do custom formulas. Can you tell us about what you do and give us some more information about your formulation process?
Okay, what we do here, we do retail sales, formulation, education, and counseling. Quite a bit. It keeps us rather busy. We're trying to keep our stock down on our items that you purchase down to a level. See, because sometimes people come in and people don't know, and they may have illnesses, and they come in with preconceived ideas. So we try to get the stuff that we know is going to work. We try to get stuff that are priced relatively good. Like one of the items we might have an item, honey, called Manuka honey. Manuka honey is just as good as any antibiotic. All right. We try to. We're in the process now of putting together a few things, a few basic items that a person can use for bruises, cuts, depression. Try to put a basic first aid, not a herbal, but a first aid a natural kit together, something you should have on hand. That's one of our major projects right now. And we also started a Zoom class on Wednesday nights for the customers and their friends. The counseling, we have counseling, and people are trying to encourage me to do Zoom and online, but we like to do counseling when people right in front of me, I can see them. We're not set up right now emotionally, mentally, and to just do things on what we call here in the shop, we call it TV. We're not ready for TV right now, right. Two-way TV. So, and we have a considerable size space for classes, which is going to take place with our 1-year herbal class. What else? The counseling.
Yeah, and one of the things that really excited me was your custom formulas and how you come to put them together. Like in my own experience with Nutrition and Herb Center, I had a health concern, and Tony put together a herbal formula to address my concern. It wasn't, it was unlike supplements. You might buy supplements or supplements that might be a herbal formula that were formulated for the general public, but he does custom formulas for individuals to meet their health needs. And I haven't seen anywhere else that does that. Could you tell us a little bit about how that came to be?
Well, when we started, I started out with a little white plastic thing that you put limit 25 or I think it's 25 or 30 little capsules in, and I was doing it so well with my hands, and then the the man came up, so and then I had to go to a bigger one, and then we got a pharmaceutical grade one. It was about 100. And I had to keep up with the demand, so we got one that does 300. Now we can do like 2,600, 28, 2,600, 28, 30, 2,900 capsules. And like one of our people can do like 2,600 in an hour. So what we did, we slowed down and we decided to produce formulas. So it took me several years. We got up to about 40 different formulas. But one of the things that we do is, what people really don't understand is they look on the bottle and they see that the bottle will say 500 milligrams of tribulus or 500 milligrams of golden seal. And what they think is that 500 milligrams on that bottle, they kind of think that means that's how strong it is. But that's not how strong it is. What it is, when you see on the bottle 500 milligrams, that's telling you how much herb is in the capsule by weight. So when one of my formulas, say to me now when she's making the capsule, the capsule machine, she tells, when people say, well, how much is going to get in? Well, if the herb is fat, what do you mean by fat? That means the herb is mullein. Mm-hmm. If the herb is skinny, that means it's kelp. Kelp is skinny, so you can get a lot of kelp in the capsule. Mullein is fat, so you can't get a lot of mullein in the capsules. All right. So the botanicals in their powder form, they take up a different space. I mean, put it this way, some herbs will take up 2 chairs, and other herbs will take up 1 chair, and then you have a big fat herb that can take up 3 chairs, or it'll take 3 capsules to put the same amount of herbs that you get in one capsule for kelp.
So tell me, how would one determine what their dosage should be of any herb?
That's like putting a shoe, the proper shoe on a foot. All right, because um, you have a male and a female. All right, that's two things right there. Two things. Women have more fat than men. All right, metabolically. Then you have, let's break it down. You have four categories I use of ethnicity, and I use skin color. The highly melanated, the poorly melanated, the carotenoid, and the yellow. All right, and health and medicine is not tagged down as being how can I say it? It's not a chart. It's not laid out. Oh, everybody this way should take this. But now, when you have the ethnicities, now you got peer groups. All right, you have 0 to 18 months and 45, 12. You have all these age categories, and depending upon what the malady and the condition is, an individual who's 25, their brains has just developed, finished developing. You get around 30 or something, your bones have just developed. You get around 35, 36, your muscles, you're at your peak strength. You get about 45, the myelin sheaths around your nerves are just developing. All right, and you finish developing. You get in the early 50s to late 60s, something like that, early 50s, 60s. The next thing you have is you have andropause for men and menopause for women. So you just can't say that everybody should take one particular dose of Cascara Sagrada. You can't do that. You might have, baby might only need a couple sprinkles. LeBron James may need 4 capsules.
Right.
All right. You have to adjust the dose to the person's, and then you have the body type. You got the big, medium, and you got the slim or thin. There's a lot of variables involved in dosing, and the medical profession, or what they call the medical system and the natural. There's a science called posology, which deals with dosing. How much should you give an individual? But we know in the natural health, the best thing to do is try to find the most powerful minimal dose to give. You find the smallest amount that's going to give you the maximum effect. All right? And then you can do what we call sunrising. What do I mean by sunrise? Let's say you have, let's take a Tylenol, something like that. Let's take a drug. All right? I've done this before with someone what I did was I took a Tylenol and I split it in half. And I gave it to him at the top of the hour. And then I gave him to it 15 minutes later. And then I gave him another half 15 minutes later. By the 45, before the hour was over, they were feeling better. But they was dropping 2 at one time. All right? I took the tab and I just cut it. And I say, take this and wait 15 minutes to take it again. I found out that sunrising, when you're dosing, tends to work really well.
So it's like a cumulative effect?
Right. See, because what has to happen is you have to go through your mouth, and your mouth has to go through the biome and all the bacteria in your mouth. Then it has to go down to the stomach. Then it has to go to the pancreas. Then it has to go to the small intestines. Then it goes up your bloodstream. All right. So it's going to take time. So you want to build up, build up, build up, build up. And I found that, I don't know why, I find it works a lot better when you do a sunrise dosing approach as opposed to just trying to drop something on a person at one time. Now, because here's what I find out. Let's say we used Cascara Sagrada.
Which is used for what?
It's a purgative. You know, purgative, like a belt. Get out, get out, get out. Cascara Sagrada comes along and whips your butt. You know, and what you do is the purgative is a bowel irritant. So what it does, it irritates, and your bowel goes and it just coughs. And you know what happens? If you give too much, what will happen is you'll separate the moisture from the feces, and you'll get a lot of water and pieces of feces, but a lot of the feces won't come out. All right? So it needs some help. Pose it again, question?
So the Cascara helps to bring it out.
Yeah, but see, if the dosage is not correct, the water will separate from the feces, and you get raining from your rectum. You know, if you took too much laxative and you get
right. Yeah.
The idea is not to get that. You don't want to get that water. That's not a cleansing. Well, all that does is separates it. It leaves more feces back there than you want.
So that's the purpose of knowing the correct
dosage for the individual.
Right.
Now, I can give you a vitamin. One we know we all call it ascorbic acid. We call it vitamin C, but it's ascorbic acid. It's a part of the C complex, but it's the active ingredients taken off. What we do when you dose them with that, you take a specific amount every hour on the hour. Okay, every hour on the hour. Then what happens is the first sign you should get is a rumbling. You know how your stomach rumbles sometimes? You get a rumbling. Once you get that rumbling, you know you've reached your dose. You cut back one dosage, and that's how much you need. And you will find out that most people need different dosages of vitamin C. And once you have that dose, you can take that dose for days until you get more rumbling. And then what your body's telling you is saying, Miss Sharon, you've had enough. We got to back down some. You might be able to go maybe 72 hours without taking any more vitamin C. But we need vitamin C every day. One thing about taking it every hour on the hour to find the correct dosage is that in dosing, we have something called half-life. All right? That means how much of the substance is left in your life, in your body, when half of it's gone. Now, the average half-life for vitamin C is an hour.
Okay.
After an hour, half the vitamin C is gone. It's used up. All right. Everything has a half-life, even poisons.
So they become less effective.
Right. Less effective. With time. All right. But there's a point I wanted to add about the compounding. What we've done is people would either order from us or buy from us. But then we have some people call up and says, I got this from Walmart for $5. I said, whoa, that's great. What else is in the capsule? Crystal steroid, monocrystalline, titanium. And then they look on our bottles and see, all you got is the
active ingredient.
All you got is the herb in there. Right.
And they have all these additives.
They call them fillers, binders, and expectorants. And everyone leaving so they grinning because they done paid $5 and they got all these other, some of those items are carcinogenic. They got all these other fillers, but the fillers is to fill up the space. They mix it in to make it look like it's filled all the way up. And the binders is to hold the item together. The expectorant is used to make it break out as soon as some moisture hits it. But we do not need fillers, binders, and expectorants. You
Right,
understand what I'm saying?
I do.
But it's hard to get over to people because people are dealing with their health and all they can think is price point.
Right, yeah.
Well, look, I got this from Walmart for $6. I ain't paying no $12 for that. But then you look and you see, do you see all these items? So we keep a list of the counter to tell what those things do. And sometimes people are converted, and sometimes they're not until they think about it for a while. Wow, if I'm paying this much, how much could alfalfa be in the capsule if you got 3 and 4 other items in the capsule?
Right. So it's really diluted.
Right.
With often harmful chemicals.
Right.
That, like you said, are sometimes
right.
even carcinogenic, meaning that they cause cancer. And you're trying to go natural by attempting to use this supplement or this herb, but you're getting a lot of things that you didn't bargain for, that you didn't want to ingest because you're trying to save money. So you really can't put a price on your health. You have to look further than just the price. You have to look at the ingredients, and you have to look at the source. Where are these products coming from? And, again, that's one of the things that I loved about Nutrition and Herb Center, because they're a trusted source that is not adding all these additives, these fillers and binders and things that you don't need.
If I could cut across you for a second, there's one thing I want to pat myself on the back for with people listening. All right. What we do is people will come in and they want the herbs and they'll complain. They'll come in, if they call before 2, they'll get it after 2. If they come in after 2, they'll get it the next day. But the point is this: they're made fresh. All the capsules, especially single old capsules. Then when you come, you're not going to buy something that's been on the shelf for months.
Wow.
Sometimes we will go out and let's say burdock is popular. It's a really good herb. We will buy it. We'll dehydrate it. We'll grind it. We'll sift it, and we capsulate it.
Right away.
Right away.
Yeah, and things are sitting on the shelves for years, literally.
And it doesn't hurt me if people don't appreciate it. Some people do. So we make stuff fresh for people. We make stuff fresh for our people. But I don't get upset because they complain about the price. You cannot go to Walmart or Amazon and get something done fresh or the same day or within a couple of days.
Right.
You're not going to get that. So maybe one day we might be appreciated, but hey, I'm not hurt just as long as I can serve some people.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people that you serve definitely do appreciate you. And I've sat and talked to Tony about, there's so many herbalists out there these days. Everybody's a herbalist nowadays. They're Googling what herbs to use for what, and creating their own brands, and putting it out there without a lot of experience or knowledge about how the body works and how these herbs really affect the body. And with Tony Moore and his herbal immersion course, he is preparing people to truly serve our community with knowledge and information about the herbs, but a whole lot more about how the body works.
Oh, can I cut across you again?
Yes.
One more time. You can't give me all the credit because you had one of the other teachers on here. I don't know how long ago.
My first guest, Miss Tiffany Johnson.
Yeah, she's in Zimbabwe right now.
She was awesome. Yes.
She's a lot younger than I am, but she's well traveled, well traveled, and tried to. She humbled herself to me, but I really respect her, even though she ain't been in long. She's very sincere, and she has an acupuncture certification.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. She was awesome, and she's also one of your teachers in your
Right.
school.
I think we're going to bring back the brother Ilhagan and another assistant herbalist. We're gonna have a nice herbal staff. We're going to be online. We're going to be here. We're going to be trips, and we're going to be workshops.
That's great. That's great because that's what we need. We need the people that serve us when dealing with our health to know what they're doing, basically, to have knowledge, and not only just replacing a pharmaceutical with a herb, but knowing exactly how that's going to affect the body, what type of dosage is required for an individual, and how long it's going to take to have some noticeable effect. Because with herbs, as Tony would tell us, you're not going to get that overnight uh, effect like you would get with a pharmaceutical. It may take weeks, it may take months, but it's great if you have someone with experience that has a good idea on what's the time frame that you should expect, or that you would need to keep taking those particular herbs. Um, and I'd like to talk a little bit more about nutrition because, again, Tony's company is called Nutrition and Herb Center. They're not just focused on herbs, also focused on nutrition. And like Tony, could you tell us what would you think is the most important nutrient that we all need to be aware of and consider as we work on our self-care?
Okay, let's start out with what I think is important first. The first thing that I think is important is breathing.
Ah.
Because no one alive that we know, can really survive, but for a period of time without air. Was breathing? Why breathing? Well, look, breathing affects the electromagnetic frequency of the brain. Okay, and when you hyperventilate, meaning hyperventilate, you don't get enough air. It's like foolishly walking around with a mask over your face, which cuts your breath down, cuts the oxygen in the air is 23%. But once you put a piece of cloth over your face and wear it for more than 2 hours, or as soon as you put it on, the oxygen on average will drop down to 17.4. Maintaining that position for too long of a time will start to slowly damage brain cells.
Mm.
All right. You may not feel it now, but as you 9 months later, 18 months later, wearing a mask, or not even wearing a mask, not even breathing properly. All right. They say that the brain is elastic, plastic, or whatever. It can expand. It can do whatever. Well, when you get enough air in and you exercise the brain, what the brain does is it expands, but it doesn't expand within it inner expands. That means it folds. Okay. And there's a lot of techniques you can use with breathing to even heal yourself, because the breathing not right and the attitude is not right, you'll throw your hormones off. All right. So then the next most important thing is water. There was a guy who wrote a book. I forget how to pronounce his name, but people call him Dr. Batman. Batman,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Bat or Batman or something like that. And when he was incarcerated, he was in the jail and he used warm water, hot water, a lot of water, a little bit of water, water repeated, and he did a lot of healing with just water.
Just water.
Just water alone. All right. But then as I get down the line, I go to food. We added an aspect to the course called foodology.
Mm.
All right. It's not really new. I just made the name up. How to use foods as medicines. I put food in between drugs and herbs right there because there's a lot of things you can do with food. All right. The very first thing is the timing. When you eat, you know that from your fasting workshops.
Oh yeah.
It's when you eat. All right. Because if you eat and go to bed, you put stress on the heart. Okay. If you eat too much, then the body, the digestive system, like an engine, doesn't get a chance to refine itself, repair itself. It needs to rest and repair itself. So the next thing to understand is that foods have more medicinal powers, like broccoli sprouts, wonderful for cancer. Cabbage, wonderful for what you call it, Helicobacter,
The
yeah, the back,
microbiome.
yeah, in the stomach. What it does, it strengthens the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
You know when we get the heartburn?
Yes.
The heartburn is what the heartburn really is. The heartburn is the stomach blowing up like a balloon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's starting to act like a garbage can when it gets cold. You know, the acid doesn't expand like the alkaline, like the base. So when the base gets in there and it expands, the deploy sphincter right in the middle of your solar plexus between your breasts, right there, where you get the burn and you feel it coming up, it opens up after the expansion. And what they tend to do is they tend to give you some sodium bicarbonate, or to give you something to make you have less acid. You get less acid, and then as a result, the stomach expands more, and you have more of an acid problem.
Wow.
What you need is some hydrochloric acid, some betaine hydrochloric acid. They probably use some beets and other places they get it. You get the tablet, and you take the amount. You find a proper amount, and the burn will stop after a while. But the burn will stop after taking cups of cabbage juice.
So instead of taking these over-the-counter drugs or prescribed drugs for heartburn and acid reflux, you mean to tell me we could just make some cabbage juice?
You can just make some cabbage juice.
Really, and we'll get the same.
You'll get a better effect.
Better effect. Okay.
Okay, but then now the other part. This is a real key thing that everybody needs to know. Then they'll have something on everybody else. It's the nutrients. Now, the thing that we don't understand is that the plants, now the herbs can do something that the plants we eat can't do, because each person that's listening can look out their window and they can see something nice, green, and luscious growing, and you ask yourself, how in the hell is this thing growing, and my garden ain't getting it? Because they're in the divine plan with nature. You know, like dandelion and other things.
So you're talking about those things we call weeds?
The things we call weeds. Those things, all right, are divinely structured. They're in the, when we pull up stuff and we start trying to grow stuff, we don't know what the hell we're doing. We don't know what we're doing. All right? So, what we don't understand is, here's how we make a mistake. We put all our emphasis on the plant, but we don't put all our emphasis on the soil.
Oh, yeah.
If you put your emphasis on the soil, then things will grow.
So our soil is very
The soil is depleted.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the soil is important, but here's the other thing that's really important about the supplements, because I sell supplements. Now, there's about 180 supplements you get from different stores, all right, that are available. Only 150 the industry has a hand on, that they really know how to handle and push. If someone could guess, if this was a contest, I would guess, have somebody guess how many nutrients are out there that the NIH,
and what's the NIH?
National Institute of Health, or Now Foods, or Solgar, or whatever, 365 from Amazon. How many nutrients has been identified and discovered in the world? Take a guess.
I don't know, 150?
Too low.
Too low. 300.
Too low.
1,000.
Too low.
Okay, tell us.
26,000.
26,000.
All right. Guess how many they know about?
How many?
188.
Wow.
When I say know about, I don't mean know that they're there. What I mean is that they know what to do with. All right. They only know a little bit about some of the nutrients that we get. All right. The rest of them, they call them phytonutrients, meaning plants, nutrients from plants. Give an example. I gave you an example before. I give you the same example again. There's something called beta carotene, or pro vitamin A. Pro means before vitamin A. They have to remove 400 nutrient items from the beta carotene just to extract the beta carotene, because they don't understand what all the other those nutrients are around the beta carotene.
So what do they do with those other nutrients that they don't understand? They just discard them?
Sometimes they discard them. If a production company knows what to do with it, they do something with it. What my people don't understand, and I'm going to whisper this so nobody else hears, that the health field is wide open. It's wide open.
People think that this what we know in health today has been around for a really long time, but it really hasn't.
No, it hasn't. The medical profession that we call it, where we get the health insurance and we go for this, that, and the other, it's, what is this, 2023? It's not 100 years old yet.
Wow.
What we have in this country, in the European countries and around the world, the type of medicine, it's not 100 years old yet.
That's shocking.
And what happened is, before the turn of the century, there was about 2,000 hospitals and so that did health in a natural way, and 200 of those were black establishments.
Really?
After this Rockefeller got finished dealing with it, it only left Meharry and Howard. Those are the only two black left.
What? Universities? Hospitals.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The system is wide open. It's wide open because after they give you 2 years of reading and 2 years of working on a cadaver and messing around, then you go into some place and you resident for a while. But there's mind control, there's meditation, there's qigong, there's massage, there's oxygen therapy, which you know about. There's all kinds of healing modalities.
Right.
All right. But we're stuck on cut, burn, and drug.
Right.
And
meaning surgery, radiation, and pharmaceuticals.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Toxins.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason why people don't have favorite foods or the best foods is because, and I'll give you an example. We have a brain, we have a mind, we have a culture. Our brain is a computer, our mind is a program, and our culture is the programmer. Our culture programs our mind. So most of us are sitting on our dairy. Oh, well, oh, that's well and good. That's nice. I like this and I'm going to eat that. And a lot of our problems are based in ignorance and stupidity. All right. Most of us, and I was one of them too. I'm going to eat what I want to eat.
Right.
All right. And most people are going to do that. Most people are going to eat what they want to eat until it hurts.
Right.
And I've seen from 1987 when we opened up to now, I've seen people die. I've seen people resist. I've seen people come crawling back in after they've gotten messed over by who, wanting to do something now. All right, I've seen it. I've seen it all. And what we don't understand as a people, the last 3 years we've been lied to.
How so?
The vaccine does not work. All right, it doesn't work. And the COVID, the virus, has a 99.3% ineffectiveness against children.
Wow.
Ineffectiveness against children.
And they want to give it to our children.
Now, if any of these people say, well, I'm wearing this for so-and-so, you go back. The information is public. It's still on the website with the FDA and the CDC. You can go up to a site called How Bad Is My Batch and see how many people died from it. These so-called renegade doctors got up there and put all the information together. All right? And most of these people are walking around, saying that they got a shot or they got 2 shots, whatever. Well, Crystalline, I think it was Johnson, I think it was AstraZeneca. They were taken to court because of faulty manufacturing and the glass that was found in the shots.
What? Glass?
Glass. All right? And then they were stopped because they tried to get the FDA to make the courts put the test away for 75 years. That means they don't want y'all to know what the problem was with this stuff.
Wow.
But the court said no, and the courts had them release all the information, and all the information did not get into the media.
Right, but it's public information.
It's public information. It's public information. I have neighbors talking, well, I'm just concerned. I said, look, when you wear that cloth over your face, all right, you have waste that comes out of your lungs. And you know what that waste is?
What is it?
That's CO. The waste from your breath, the oxygen comes in, the carbon comes out. All right. Now, when you put a mask over your mouth, and it's like, put a mask over your penis or vagina. Put a mask over your rectum. Put a mask over your skin, and then put a mask over your mouth, and don't let the waste come out. The temperature builds up. The bacteria that slides through the mask will get with the waste and the heat, and you'll have COVID. You are better off going out in the sun in the fresh air because it can't last in the air. It can't last in the sun.
Wow.
All right. If you go back and listen, and you go back in the media, you go back in the files of the CDC, FDA, and Homeland. they had a plan for a pandemic. They scrapped it all.
They really did.
They scrapped it all. Okay? And the lie that they told, here's a lie. They had some EUA, emergency use authorization. That was supposed to be used when you don't have anything else. All right? But they had some of my brothers and sisters walking around talking about they got us taking horse medicine. All right? That was a damn lie. Ivermectin got a Nobel Peace Prize, all right, for being used in curing 4 billion people.
Wow.
Fauci stood up there on that TV screen and lied. He stood up there and lied. All right? And on my desk in my office, in my file, I got it. The Peace Prize they got for the medicine. And the media lied with them. All right? One thing I can say for the yellowhead guy, one thing he did say that was true, fake media.
Fake news.
Fake news, fake media. It was real.
Yeah,
but he went along with that crap at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, he's an unethical guy. He'll go either way that serves him. But we've been lied to. We've accepted the lie, and we're ruining our health.
Mm.
So I don't want to run your listeners away.
No, but while we still have some time before we open up for questions, I wanted to talk a little bit about meditation. You know, the mind-body connection.
Yeah. Well, look, about the food, real quick. The best thing to do is minimize the amount of processed package. You know, like you may open your popcorn, you make open your potato chips, but minimize the amount of processed foods that you eat, and your health will increase. Your health will get better. All right, that's what I can say in a nutshell.
Okay. All right, that's very important, though. I'm glad you did add that.
Yeah.
Because we're eating too many processed foods. We need to, when we go in the supermarket, we need to go around the perimeter of the supermarket and not go up and down those aisles, because that's where all the processed food is.
So.
Oh, and we had a question. We're going to address your question in a minute. But when we get to the questions, just tell us a little bit about meditating and how that affects our health. How does that help our body to heal itself?
Okay. It works very effectively. There's a few guys you see on the internet. Let me see, the epigenetic guy, and you see the couple other guys, and you'll see some stuff about the Salva method, and this other guy. He's on this nice guy, talks a lot. Forget his name. It's coming to me right now. But the key thing to remember is that each one of you are a healer. Each one of you. No matter what you think about yourself, you're a healer. Okay? And your brain can heal you. Your mind, which is in the brain, can heal you. All you need to do is reprogram yourself. All right? You have to reprogram yourself. Okay? What do I mean by reprogram yourself? I'm going to give you some negative prayers. I'm not going to have much customers. I didn't get the amount of money I want to get. I left my rain. I'm not going to get to the bus on time. I'm going to have a flat tire. Somebody's going to rob me. I won't live long. Those are negative prayers.
Yeah, they are.
All right. And we do too many negative prayers.
Yes, we do.
Okay. But what happens is when you go through the brain changes. I like to call them brain changes, like the gamma, and right now we're in beta, and then there's alpha, and then there's theta, and then there's delta. Usually when they do a check to see whether or not there's life in pregnancy, the first thing they pick up is the delta waves, which are real slow waves. And children stay into that from 4 or 5 years old, maybe 7, somewhere around there. And then on the opposite end, we're in beta, which is faster wavelengths. But when you slow the waves down, you increase the power of the mind. So the breathing, controlling the breathing, slows the waves down. And then when you meditate, what you start to do, you start to go into alpha. But when you practice being in alpha, that's the time for you to tell yourself positive prayers.
And what is alpha exactly?
Alpha is, I'll use sound. Beta is, that's beta. That's your brain. That's the waves of the brain. Like, remember, the heart is measured in minutes. The brain waves are measured in seconds.
Okay.
Right. The faster the brain waves, the less control you have. The less brain waves, the more control is available to you when you're in his alpha. That's beta. All right, excuse me, that's beta. And then here's alpha. And then here's theta.
Oh, great example.
Your brain wave slows down. And once it slows down, you open up like an antenna. And the most that we've experienced about being in alpha going into theta is dreams. Okay? What has been found out through CIA, through Silver, through this other guy that's on, I think his name, not Wayne, no, Wayne Dyer, a lot of other people, is that mind science is available and is in every last one of us. Every last one of us have the ability to be clairvoyant, have the ability to remote view, had the ability to have Deepak Chopra and someone else is another guy. All of us have that ability. It's there. It's dormant, and it's been proven that it's there from the time you're born to the time you die. If you're 99 years old, you can open up the right side of your brain. All right. Right now, we have wonderful skill sets with the left side of our brain, but the right side of our brain is untapped. What we're doing is we're moving around like we're amputated. You ever like an amputee? We walk around with right brain. All we can do, put it this way, all we can do is excel, but we can't draw.
Okay.
All right. We can count, and measure, but we can't visualize. I'm using that as an example. The right brain is spatial. There's no time. The left brain, is counting, measuring, opposition, subjective. All right. What I'm saying to you is, each one, you can pick one of these persons right here, just one, and send them through any train. Any one of them will open up. Open up. With the problem with the right brain is that if they taught us in such a way that would open up, they wouldn't be able to control us.
Right.
They would not be able to control us. There's some CIA information, which is some of it's redacted, marked it out because they don't want us to know. They don't want us to know. Every last person who said their number, whatever, each one of them have had deja vu. Each one of them has it. Not one of them they can't say they didn't have it. Each one of them has followed their mind the first time and walked into something or had some information that they didn't know where they got it from. But the problem with us is that we think, oh, that's just a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It's a part of you. It has been programmed out.
A lot of it has to do with our culture.
The culture is programming out these higher mind sciences from us.
Mm-hmm.
We're not Buddhists. We're not Muslims. We're not Christians. And we're not from voodoo or vodou. We are mediaist. Mediaist. The main religion that we're into is media. We're not into mind science. We're into media.
What we're being told.
Right.
What we're being programmed.
Right.
To think.
I see so many people up here right here, and I'm telling you, any one of those persons, when they get into mind science and training, they'll open up.
Mm. Wow.
Each one of them are powerful. All of us. We've just been made mentally crippled.
Yes, we have.
How do you do it? Okay. One method is to do it when you come out of alpha. When do we come out of alpha? You want to take a guess? After we sleep. When we're coming out of that state that we call a drowsy state,
mm-hmm.
That's not an illness. That's not bad. We're in alpha. We're in that alpha. But we don't know what to do at that time. We don't know what to do. No one's trained us. No one has allowed us. No one has allowed us to use deja vu or hindsight, insight,
right.
To allow our empathicness. Guess how the children learn? Empathic. They look at you and they feel.
Yeah.
They look at you and they feel. We had it. I was shown the other day a girl from New Orleans. She's rated. It takes 2% to get into Mensa, the mental program. She's rated in the 1% in the world. All right. She went to school when she was 5 years old. She held conversations. She was identifying alphabets at 2 months.
And 2 months old.
2 months old. Reading, talking, writing at 2 years old.
Wow.
All right. We have the abilities. A drunk has the ability. An addict has the ability. Everybody has the ability. It doesn't serve this country for you to have a unified left and right brain.
Yeah.
It does not. You're not malleable to them. They need to control.
We have to get away from that. And we're going to try to get some of your questions in. I see we have a couple questions in the chat. Someone wanted to know if you could give the URL for checking the vaccine data.
It's just, you got to type it in just as I said. How bad is my batch? HOWISMAYBATCH. How bad is my batch? Just remember that sentence. And you can check the European, the American, and AstraZeneca, Johnson, Pfizer, and Moderna. You can check all those batches in the country, outside the country, and it'll tell you. And it'll even have the batch number. All right, but what it won't tell you is, it won't tell you all of the what you call things. It won't give you the poor manufacturers, the ones that had glass and all out of junk, the ones that they messed up because they just threw it all in there. So I hope you got that.
And then they could look on the FDA website and the CDC. A lot of information is there that you never will hear from the media, and it's public information. Okay. And someone said, television means tell a lie to your vision. I like that. I got to remember that. Okay. So now we're going to open up to questions. If you have a question, you can raise your hand. I'll give you the floor right now. You can go ahead and speak. And you will need to unmute. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Your permission is.
Okay, let's go with King's Roundtable.
Yes.
Okay, let's give King's Roundtable a chance to speak.
The first thing I want to say to you is it's a good show here, but when you say to everybody that they can, I think you said they can unmute themselves. You said they can raise their hand. Everybody don't have the app.
Okay.
To have that ability to raise their hand, so I just wanted you to be mindful of that.
Thank you for that.
Great show, great topic. And the person's name is Tony?
Tony Moore.
Listen, brother, it's glad to hear you in the way that you are, brother. You back, yo. This is Brother Leon that's talking.
Oh, hey.
What's going on, brother? It's good. It's good to hear you, but I thought it, brother, but I didn't want to assume and insinuate it, brother. Powerful, brother. Powerful. Like you started off with, it's powerful, brother. So, sister, you got a good show. I just want to ask you, can you make that sound like your stomach make when it's rumbling again? Can you do that? Listen, good information. As always, I'm glad to hear you, brother. I'm glad to hear you. That's all I want to say.
All right, thank you.
I can ask you a lot of questions because y'all did a lot of talking, a lot of explaining, a lot of different things as usual. A lot of people up here don't know Tony Moore, but Tony Moore was once a part of us, and he still is. He's still family as far as I'm concerned. And I do be asking about you, brother, but I can't get no confirmation. But this right here, brother, is all the confirmation that I need to hear this right here. And I said, I know this got to be him, but you just sound different, brother. You sound stronger, brother. You sound stronger than you was when you was with us, brother. So I'm glad to hear you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sister, great show.
Thank you so much.
I invited people up because I told them about you. I told them that you was powerful. You got people sitting here, and I know that they listening, and I know they saying, wow, he was correct. He's right. Powerful.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Okay, we can take...
Sharon?
Yes.
I want to talk real fast. This is Far's great show. I was off and on. There's a lot of noise in the background. I'm on the bus. We just came back from Washington, D.C. We're just pulling up in Newark, New Jersey. They had the march on reparations. Wonderful show, sister. And you'll have my full and undivided attention next week. But to your guests, wonderful presentation. And there was too much noise for me to hear the whole thing. But what I heard was wonderful. And I'll be in contact, sister. Great work as usual. Thank you.
Wait, brother. Don't you get off the line. You have to give me your mailing address. I got a gift for you.
Okay, brother. Hold on. What's my mailing address? Give it to me.
No.
You can text it to me for Forrest. You don't have to give it to him.
Forrest. You still there?
He can't hardly hear y'all.
Yeah, I think because he's on the bus.
He's on the bus. He can't hardly hear y'all.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I'm back. There's a lot of noise. I was trying to hand the phone over to the young lady, but go ahead.
I'm not gonna tell you anything. I'm gonna say one word. It's for you.
I know
it's
Tony Moore.
Yeah, it's purple.
This is Brother Tony. I know, brother. How you been, brother? There's too much noise, Tony. I don't want to hold the show up.
No, hold up. Let me say it. Purple.
Come on.
Now you figure out what I'm gonna send you.
I got you, brother. Hey, I've been calling. You can ask Monique. It's been a while. I've called about at least 7, 8 different times.
No.
They said there's a problem with it coming in, brother. I got you.
It's a gift.
Yeah, but hold up, Tony. What he ain't telling you is I'm the one who told him to call you, ask you, did you have it?
Oh,
they didn't have it at the time. He'll tell you.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you didn't tell him that I'm the one who told him to ask you to call him and ask him, did he even have it?
Oh, Leon, if you ask me to ask Tony, if you do the follow-up, I would have told you. Rashad was interested in some purple sea moss, too. But we'll get some from the brother. No problem.
No. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to send one to you, one to him. Don't you keep his.
Okay. All right, brother. I appreciate that, Tony. I'll be in contact. In fact, I'll call you on Monday. And like I said, it's a gift to have Sister Clemments on, all through Sister Ali, Dr. Jocelyn Ali. So I got that Philly connection, brother. I'll be coming down there soon.
Okay.
So thanks, Tony. I appreciate you, brother.
I got you.
And Leon, as always, you know that. All right.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Tony, I told you.
Thank you.
Brother, I told you I've been asking about you.
Thank you, Forrest.
Well, look, watch Forrest. Make sure he don't keep yours.
Don't worry. I'm going to get his sister my address so you can send it directly to me. We ain't even got to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any other questions? Just jump in. And you will have to unmute.
Go ahead.
Star 6, unmute yourself. No, come on. Push
Go
star
ahead.
6 yourself. Yeah. Come on, sister.
I don't have a question. I have a comment that I would like to make, or an experience. So, Brother Tony, this goes out to you and your teachers. I recently had a weed walk with Sister Tiffany. And in my yard, we found clover and wood sorrel on our walk in the park. We saw pine trees, beech trees, shelf mushrooms, stinging nettle, sassafras, glaucoma, creeping Charlie,
Wow,
and mullein leaf and stalk, and possibly foxglove. We made pine needle tea, mullein leaf tincture, a plantain oil and salve, started a mullein stalk candle in a tin can, and dried a pine cone. This was my birthday gift to me. And I met Sister Tiffany on Sister Clemments' last show before the last, I believe it was. And I requested a one-on-one session with her. And she is real. Also, she told me that the plantain salve that we made was good for skin irritation, such as mosquito bites, bee stings, minor cuts, and you could use it for a lip balm. We even infused it with a little bit of lavender essential oil. The mullein leaf tincture is used for congestion in the lungs. The stalk, the candle is just made, with the beeswax, and it just keeps the candle going. So she gave me a lot to chew on. I learned a lot. So, Brother Tony, whatever you're doing, you continue to do it, because as I learn from you, I teach my community where I live. So namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Renee, you might be interested in taking the herbal immersion course with Tony and Tiffany. Sounds like you're on that track.
So I'd like to I'd like to give out the secret code.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's called Sisters Unique on a CD.
And that's the secret code.
That's the secret code.
So what is that code going to give us access to?
No, that code is going to access, I think it's 7633.
Okay.
That's the secret code.
All right.
I'm lost with the secret code. What did you say it was again?
Only the agents understand that. Miss MC.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay. Do we have any more questions or comments? We got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I want to comment. The secret agent.
There's the secret agent.
I've been listening, and it's been real. Y'all, really put it out there, and I appreciate the information.
Oh, pretty good. That's my secret agent.
I know.
I got a assignment for her. She'll come back. She'll come back alive after doing the assignment.
All right, thank you.
She's gonna save the world,
Miss Marva.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate the sharing and caring.
All right, thank you for your comment.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry. Miss Marvin, you ain't got no love for me, Miss Marvin?
oh, peace, Brother Leon. Sending light, love, and prosperity to you.
Let me tell y'all something. Both of y'all can make me go into tears over here, y'all. To hear y'all don't understand what y'all really listen to. These are family members. These were people that was a part of this network. Tony was part of the first 10 that started this.
Oh, wow.
Miss Marva came up here. I got her from Tony Moore's show. And so these are family members. They just ain't people up here that's talking. Those of us who know, I think there's only 2 of us up here who may know, these are family members. Miss Marva, she's family. Nothing but love. Nothing but love up here. Miss Marva, I got mad love for you.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any more questions or comments?
Yes, you do. Good night. Thank you for the informative show. I didn't come on until late after 9, so I did not hear everything. So I wanted to know if you all are on YouTube and where you have a store.
And so what was the first part of your question?
If you all are on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube. Are you on YouTube?
Oh, no. At this time, the only thing I'm doing at this time, I'm doing a
Zoom.
We do a Zoom every Wednesday night from 7 until I can rush people off. So I'm trying to keep the time down. As people get to go, and it's hard to get off. But I'm going to try to limit it to maybe an hour and a half and 2 hours. I'm going to stop.
So what is the address of the Zoom?
Well, I can take your number and make sure you get the link, because you would have to get the link. And are you?
So can I give you a number?
Okay.
646.
646.
Want me to write that down?
I'm sorry. 646.
431 4405.
646 431
4405.
Okay.
646 431 4405.
What's your first name?
Beverly, but it's not my phone. My phone is another phone.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Come on, y'all got to take my number down. You got to take my number down, sister. And Tony, take my number down, Tony, and call me.
Okay, I'm ready.
609.
Okay.
369.
369.
1178.
1178.
This is Dion, right?
Yeah, 1178.
Okay, I have 609-369-1178.
Yes, correct. Yes, this is Leon, brother Leon. Yes.
So you wanted to? Did you want to Zoom, or do you want me just to call you?
I want you to call me.
Okay.
Because I'm on a brand new journey too, brother, for real. So.
Okay.
So
right.
Give me a call.
So when you gonna be available?
I'm available 24/7.
24/7.
Yeah, I'm not. If I'm not in a meeting, I'm always in meetings now, brother. So I told you I started a whole new journey since you left me start my own business.
Okay. I got you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have Eva Dine has her hand raised up.
Ivadine, can you hear me, Sharon?
Ivadine. Okay, I really messed your name up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we have some background noise.
I would really love to thank you for this show and the information that was shared and delivered by Tony. Tony, thank you. And I always have a critical eye looking at me when I speak about the bigger than us and how we are connected and how we receive our messages and our enlightenment. It's so much bigger. And I knew the answer was when you wake up, Tony. I knew that was the answer. We travel. We're purposeful. We're powerful. Just believe that. Believe that. And our children are bringing all of that from those who have left before their arrival. We need to pay attention to them. We need to learn from them. Ignore the flair. Ignore the attitude. They don't know, that's hormones. But listen to them and watch them because they are our guides in little people. I appreciate all that information. I look forward to getting, and I had shared with the health man that maybe we should put together a kind of like a winter pack to help people keep their immune systems built up and to know what to do. Just like we have a first aid kit, let that be your first aid prevention kit. So I look forward to seeing what that's going to look like and incorporating it. And you mentioned so many of the things we used as kids with the Cascara Sagrada that would cramp you the heck up after all the fluid is out and nothing else is happening. But and the golden seal and all of that. And so thank you for the value that you're putting in those capsules and the value that you're putting into people's minds and hopefully their hearts so that they will share it as well. Thank you both so much. Looking so forward to listening more and learning more, and I'll be at the store one day.
All right.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And do we have any more questions or comments? We have about 3 minutes.
Yes, Sister Sharon, this is Nabiha.
Hello there. How are you?
Good, and yourself. And Brother Tony, I want to thank him very much.
You're welcome.
101, 102, yes. So I'm very much, appreciative and sharing it with others because to be aware of how the body works. And that's why in my podcast I mention at times that we need to know, why people don't heal and how they can heal. So that's very important. And you really shed a lot of light on it. May God bless you to continue with your knowledge and information and keep sharing it, okay?
And thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your comment.
Yes, great show.
Thank you. We have time for 1 or 2 more comments or questions. Okay, you would have to unmute yourself. Okay. I think you would have to do, okay, *6.
Yes, *6 to unmute yourself, people. If you got something that you want to chime in and you want to say, you can go ahead and push *6. I know that we're coming down on the hour on the time. But if you need more time, you got my permission to have more time. Vice
Do we have a short run?
Come on.
Yes, we do.
We're going to give out the address and the phone number of the store before we leave tonight.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Get your pens and paper out, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be giving out information. You definitely want to write this information down. Sister, did you take my telephone number down?
He has it, yes.
No, you. Did you?
I have it.
Okay, good.
I do have it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to allow Tony to give some closing words, but before he does that, I'm going to just give you his store information. Again, it's called Nutrition and Herb Center. It's located at 5601 North 10th Street in Philadelphia. And the store phone number is 215-549-6151. Again, that's 215-549-6151. And the store is located right on the corner of 10th and Almy. The address is 5601 North 10th Street, but it's right on the corner of 10th and Almy Avenue in Philadelphia. Okay, and Tony, you have any words you want to close out with?
I'm thankful for being allowed to share, and that's my gratitude. I appreciate being able to come and share.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tony, for sharing with us tonight and being on this show. It was definitely my pleasure and my honor to have you here. And I know you have given so much useful information and thought-provoking information for our listeners. And I look forward to all of you coming back again. I'll be back in 2 weeks on same place, same station. And I look forward to all of you coming back. Thank you so much. I appreciate you giving me your time and attention tonight. And I hope that you gained something that you could take with you on your health journey, and that will improve the quality of your life and to extend your life in good health. So I thank you, and I look forward to being with you again in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
Don't forget to stop.
Peace.
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 Did you hear me, sister?
Stop the tape.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.